Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. I hope you had a wonderful holiday season. Happy 2025. Good riddance, I guess, to 2024. I don't know. Was it the worst? Was it the best? I don't know. Different things for different people. So I hope it was okay for you. But it's always good to see new things come our way. It's going to be some exciting times, maybe some stressful times. But I'm kind of feeling optimistic towards 2025. I'm going to try to be. So our project for this month is we're going to make something to help us get ready for the new year. Has lots of different names. A lot of people call them vision boards, maybe dream boards, setting intention artwork or journaling. I'm going to call it more of a board of goals. Okay, usually at the in January, we put away a lot of our holiday decorations. That's what I was doing this week. We kind of make a little ritual out of it. We put away our stuff. If you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate, winter solstice, we kind of put those things away till next year. And January is a kind of like the start of winter that we're kind of restoring, resting, and cleaning. Believe it or not, we're cleaning. We're cleaning out. We're putting away, right? And it's also a great time to start to think about what are some things that I would like to see for the next year. What are some things I would like to work on? I don't like resolutions because that kind of seems like, oh, there's something wrong with me and I need to improve. Listen, there's nothing wrong with us. I mean, can we all improve in lots of different things? That's life. But I like goals because it may be something that you'd like to do, like a bucket list, right? Or something you'd like to do. Maybe something you'd like to do more of. Maybe there's something you'd like to take care of, like yourself. So that's why I like goals. So you'll hear me call it a goal board or a vision board or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just a piece of artwork that is unique to you that's going to set down some of the things that you would like to see more, learn more, try, or make sure happens. Kind of like, if I could do something, this is what I would like to do. And the more that we kind of think about it and talk about it and do some healthy planning, we might be able to get some of those things accomplished, right? So why not? So we're going to make our vision board or our dream board or a goal board. You can let me know what you prefer to call it. So what do you need? It's pretty much anything that you need. Today I'm going to use, I had some leftover canvas, stretch canvas board, right? A canvas. This is a great time. Maybe go through your art supplies and find the things that you have laying around. So maybe you have an old canvas, a piece of cardboard, foam board. You go to the dollar store, you pick up some poster board. It doesn't matter. You have a big piece of paper. You have a small piece of paper. Maybe this is a time that you notice, I have loads of them. The sun is coming out. They agree. The heavens agree. Maybe you start a new journal, okay? A new notebook or something like that for yourself. But I'm going to use my canvas board. And what are some other things that you're going to want to do today? You're going to want some things to add color. So maybe you want to have some, depending on what you're doing on your background, maybe some regular markers. I'm going to use some acrylic markers, okay? Maybe you want to use some paints, okay? Since I have a canvas board, I can use paints. It all depends. It could be craft paints, it could be acrylic paints, anything. Watercolor paints, anything you have. anything you have. Another thing we're going to really focus on, besides our markers, pencils, you can use colored pencils, crayons, anything you like to work, pastels, it's up to you. I'm also going to use Post-its. So if you don't have them, maybe run out and get some Post-its. And you can also use construction paper with some tape. What I like about these are you can use these because we're going to move them around. And maybe as you come back to this, you're going to keep moving them around throughout the month, throughout the season, throughout the year. Maybe you'll replace them, swap them out. That's why I like Post-its for this little project. What's something else you're going to need? Maybe take some time. There's a lot of free papers by me that you get, like these monthly local papers. Or newspaper, a wrapping paper, sales flyers, magazines, anything you have. I'm not going to focus too much on this because it's not something I know if you have, and we might not have the same thing. So I'm going to kind of give you some tips and pointers on how I'm going to use it. But you might want, that's why I like wrapping paper, you might want like a big design, some kind of background, and it can be any type of paper, maybe construction paper, anything you have, anything, an old bag, doesn't matter, okay? Those are kind of the supplies. We'll also need some glue, which I'm going to get in a second. So we're going to need some glue, and you're going to need, where'd they go? Where are my scissors? And some scissors, okay? You can also use paste, tape, anything you have. Now, the other thing is your little space that you're going to work in. So while I get my glue and my scissors, you're going to take a look at my space behind me, okay? So what I have behind me is I've got my candle. Oh, I came back, got my glue. So maybe set up a little work area. Kind of make it like a special day, a special activity. Whoops, as I knocked down my table. I put away my holiday decorations. I put back some family photographs from our family, some photographs taken from family. I have a little project I did with my sister. And I also have, it doesn't have to be a flame. It can be a battery operated candle, something with a little bit of light. I know my light's going in and out because I'm trying to use some of the daylights. I love to work by a window. I think that's really great because we need some sunlight while we're working. We tend to, some people have seasonal affective disorder, sad, but lack of sun kind of brings us down a little bit. I get it, we're human. We have to, being outside and having outside elements is very restorative. It makes us feel good. It kind of calms us down. I also have some of my needle, my knitting needle collection. So something that makes you feel good. So kind of get your area ready. I also have my new paper my diary that I have. And get yourself a special little drink. I got some iced coffee because I always run hot. So maybe get yourself a nice cup of hot cocoa, coffee, I don't know, champagne, wine, whatever you want, soda, ginger ale, anything you want that kind of makes this a little special time for you. So let's get started, okay? This is really more of a guide and me here to keep you company if you want while you're working. So once again, I'm kind of using a big piece of canvas. I like this because I can hold it up, you can see it all, and I can really put a lot of stuff on this. Yours does not have to be as big as this, not at all, okay? And as I said, it can be anything you get at a dollar store, anything you pull out of your recycling. If you have a piece of cardboard that you want to use, you may want to cut the cardboard, and you can also paint it with white paint. White craft paint, but I'm going to use my canvas. I'm going to use my canvas because I had it and I'm like, oh, it's just sitting there. I might as well use it. So, excuse me, my friends. I'm going to put this here for a moment. And I'm going to keep that there, okay? On a fairly piano that I have here. These are also things I have to do. So you may want those nearby too. Always things to do. So, what are we going to do to make this board? I want you to take a moment. And if you want, you can put on some nice, relaxing music, maybe an audiobook, favorite song, anything. Maybe just open the window so you can, it's not too cold to hear some birds and traffic and people, whatever. And I want you to take a moment and think about what you would like to do or see or learn in the next year. Okay, so we're going to take a moment. We're going to sit and relax in our creative space that we've created. And you're going to close your eyes. I'll close my eyes too. We're going to close our eyes. We're going to take a nice breath in and we're going to let you sigh it out. Nice. Let's do that again. Kind of want to get relaxed. We're going to breathe in and breathe out. Nice. And if it helps, you can get a scrap piece of paper. I'm going to use my little notebook here and get a marker, Sharpie, pencil, anything you want. And I want you, okay, so get that set up. Return back to your seat. Let your arms fall where they are. Let your feet be planted on the ground. Or if it makes you feel better, you can even lie down on your bed before you start. And take one last big breath in and breathe it out. And I'm going to ask that question again. Think about some things that you would like to do, you would like to see, places you would like to go, people you would like to meet, things you would like to learn in the next year. Just take a moment. Just think about it. You might be thinking about the last year, some of the things you've already done, things that you like doing, that maybe you want to do some more, take it to the next level. Maybe it was a new friend that you met and maybe you want to see them again. Maybe it's some people you got out of your life and maybe you want to bring in new people or just spend some time on your own. Maybe there's something you've always wanted to learn, or maybe you got a gift for your birthday, for the holidays, art kit, craft kit, a book, something that you could use into this year. So think about that. And after you give yourself a few minutes, it's time to open your eyes, if you've closed them, get your paper and your marker, and we're going to write down some of those things. Okay? So let's think about what we said. Okay, this isn't our vision board yet. This is some scrapped paper, places, maybe people. Okay. Things I want to learn. Okay. So think about that. Places, people, things we want to learn, things we want to do. Okay? And I want you to maybe write down a couple of things. So one of the things I really want to do, and I want to go visit some museums. Okay? And I have 3 in mind. Okay? I have 3 in mind, so I'm going to put them on my vision board. So I have 3. Maybe there's a new restaurant. I want to have a fancy dinner. So I don't know if that's a place. Yeah, I put in my place, a fancy dinner. Okay? And I want to go someplace new on a vacation. Someplace I've never been to. Okay? People. And yours may be different for your places. People. Think of some people you'd like to meet, spend time with. So I'm going to say family. Okay. And I want to do something special with my work friends. I want to work on a new project, maybe. And maybe I'd like to meet some new, I call them students, but they're really friends, some new students. Something you'd like to learn, something you want to try, okay? I'd like to try archery. I don't know about you, but that's what I'd like to try. So we got some things. Maybe there is a language you want to learn. Or maybe you want to learn to bake bread. I'm focusing on one thing. Oh, you know what? I think I want to take a painting class. Okay? So we have to do some planning before we get to our artwork. So I got a few things there. And I want you to think of something that, write on your scrap paper, I'll get another one, okay? Something for yourself. What's something you'd like to do for yourself? So we're going to call it self-care. Or you could put self-care. So you know what? I'd like to get a facial a few times this year, at least once. Maybe you want to get your nails done or a pedicure. I'd also like to go on walks more and maybe a hike. Righty? And then, anything you want to add. Anything you want to add. Something that's just for you. Maybe it's meditating more. Maybe it's just going shopping. Something like that. Maybe it's just getting more sleep. Let's put that in. Maybe we'll do more sleep. Anything you want. Okay? Right? So this is not our vision board yet. This is our scrap paper. But if you're putting this on your vision board, that's okay too. But we want to make our vision board a little fancier, I guess. I don't know. You don't have to. Then the last thing, maybe, and I'm going to put it as a goal. Or you can also call it a wish. Okay? A goal or a wish. Something you'd like to finish. Maybe it's something you started last year. Something that you'd like to try. Okay? That's maybe just for you. Okay? And I'm thinking maybe I'd like to start a new class where I meet some new students. Okay? Some kind of new class. Okay? Could be anything. It could be taking a class. It could be something very specific. I know we said places and people. Maybe it's getting a new pet or a first pet. You know, maybe it's getting a new plant that you can take care of. Maybe it's about remodeling your room or making a creative space, your own little art studio. Anything you like. Okay? Some kind of goal. Something that you'd have to work for. Okay? You might have to put a little planning. The last thing is maybe a dream. Okay? Okay? A dream. Something really special that you would like to happen. Could be anything. I mean, I guess it could even be winning the lottery. going on a special vacation, maybe something someone else can do for you. Okay? Just anything. I got to think about this. I have something, and this one maybe we'll let percolate. We don't have to share it together. Maybe you don't want to tell anybody. It's something really inside that you have, kind of this little secret thought that, until we're ready to put it on our vision board. Okay? Just think of something really special. Okay? I don't know. New wardrobe. Maybe a special celebration in honor of your birthday or a holiday. Something. Okay? Just think of something, a dream. Something you'd like to do that you don't know if it'll happen or not. And that's okay. Okay? So now we have our things. Now we have our plan. Okay? So take a moment. Take a look at them. Don't get rid of them. Keep them here. And we're going to use those to put on our board. Okay? And that's what we're going to use our Post-its for. So now we're going to get our big board or our paper. And we're going to do the background. We're going to do the background first. So your background can be something you find in a newspaper, a magazine, as I said, anything really, wrapping paper, something that makes you feel good. Hello, Gertie, how are you? Okay. You may just want to take some paint and just paint the whole thing one color. What I found was some cool things in the New York Times. I love the New York Times for artwork. And I really found some big, cool pieces of paper. So, like big illustrations. So what you're going to do at that point is you're going to take these bigger pieces and you're going to prepare them. So that may be you trim. Okay, so see that I'm trimming. Okay. And it doesn't have to fit exactly because my canvas board, my stretch canvas is going to be too big. Okay. So that's why sometimes I really like, sometimes like gift wrapping paper is really cool. But newspapers have some cool stuff. Magazines too. I also like this. I don't know what I'm going to do with that because it's got some dude walking. But I am going to clean it out a little bit. Okay. It's really up to you on what you want to do. You can also put peekaboo holes in there. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to do different things. Oh, throw that out of the way. Get out of here. Oops, I don't want to cut my other piece. Okay. This is a really great exercise. You could also do this with your family and friends. Let's say you guys want to have a special little, little party. We'll get together. Matter. You could do it alone. I like to do it alone. Okay. There we go. Now, what I'm going to do is I have two pieces. I really love this kind of design. So if you're a person that has two different pieces that you like, I'm going to give you a little kind of cool thing. We're going to create a little window. I'm going to cut out some of the inside so I can let my other paper show through. This is up to you, how you want to do it. Doesn't have to be perfect. I don't really want mine to be perfect. I want to keep some of the design. I don't need to keep all of it. Okay, keep all of it. It doesn't matter if I cut things off. May want to make like a little shape. You can also make like a heart shape. Kind of come in there, kind of coming in. I have a very irregular organic shape. See? Ta-da! Okay. That works really great if you have two different pieces of paper. Okay. If you don't, you can put them side by side. So you see what I have? I have like a little, they're falling. I have like a little window. And I like this window idea. The idea is we're looking through. We're looking through something, into something else. We're looking into the new year. So I kind of found two things that kind of work together. Okay? So once you have those, whatever it is that you want for your background, if you want to paint it, go for it. I might do a little painting afterwards. I'm going to glue these on to my canvas. Okay? So my canvas is going to be bigger than my pieces. So let's see what that might look like. Okay, so here's my canvas. Okay. And I'm just using some regular glue. I mean, oh goodness. I get it's all clogged no matter what I do. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to put some glue. Okay. Be careful if you use a glue gun. I was using a glue gun the other day. I was teaching a class from some kids. And I got like a nasty burn on my finger. I'm doing all right. But it hurt. So sometimes just regular glue works. Wherever you want to put this. I kind of want it more centered, I guess. And I'm just going to glue it down. I'm not really stressed that I have wrinkles on my canvas. So I have one side. Now I may like it just like this. I kind of dig this. So if you find anything, you could also put on a piece of paper if you want. You really like this idea. You can take some white paper or blue, and draw clouds. Make something like the sky. I really dig that. That's up to you. Now, if you're adding that border, to it, you're going to glue that down too. And that's up to you. That's up to you on whatever way you did it. Okay? I kind of dig this. This kind of like, looks like a lot of activity is happening here. I kind of dig that. I don't know if that's a good activity. Okay, I'm going to cut a little bit more. I'm going to make my window a little bit bigger. Okay, and I'm going to put my glue on there too. So if you're doing what I'm doing, okay, we're just going to kind of put some of our glue on there, whatever you got. If you don't have glue and you have tape, don't stress. Don't stress. These things aren't worth stressing. This is really more about a process than an end product. This is really about you putting on your thinking cap. You thinking and you creating something. That's all this is about. Okay? So there's basically kind of the main part of my vision board. Okay? Kind of the main imagery. Looks like and I want you to think about why you chose these things too. Like, it's kind of interesting. It almost looks like I'm dealing with a lot of activity, a lot of craziness going on, and I'm working my way through to something more bright, light, free. That's probably pretty true. Maybe that's why I like those images. Think about what made you draw them to. Did you just like them because they look pretty? Did you like them just because you like flowers? Did you like it because, like, hey, this is kind of how I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling like, wow, a lot of stuff going on. But this is where I want to be. This is where I want to be. Okay? So vision boards really help you think through all that stuff. They're kind of clever that way. Kind of like it, A little bit of our art therapy, so to speak. So we've got kind of a background. Now, if yours filled up the whole area, that's totally cool. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some painting around mine as well. I'm going to use some acrylic markers. The other thing that you can do while you're working is if you do have newspapers or magazines, or you can type them out as well. you can find words. You can find words that you want to use. So I have here, the words I want to use, I want you to think about what words kind of stand out. We're also going to write them, but if you do, I want to pay attention. I want to give attention to things. I also, and this is all very up to you, I'm going to show you my words. Okay, maybe you're flipping through a magazine or a newspaper, or you're writing them down. Silence. I need a little bit more silence in my life. I need to shut up. That's what I need to do. I love this. I found this. Maybe you find a quote or a headline. My home is messy and I don't want to feel bad about it. I think that's really great. Okay? So we're going to do that too. I'm going to add that. So anything you find, or nothing. We're going to write our own words too. But if you found something that stood out to you, maybe it says love, I don't know, where's a party, forgiveness, I don't know, fun, whatever, joy. But I like this one. So find a couple of things. This is your brain working, getting our brain working, okay? Another thing you may want to find, if you're looking through newspapers and magazines, is maybe a scene or a place, or many places, of, I prefer nature, but it may not be for you, some image, some place that makes you want to go there, some place that kind of makes you feel like, yeah, I think that would be a wonderful moment, a wonderful place to go see, okay? Sometimes travel magazines, maybe in your own neighborhood, you take a picture and you print it out on a computer. Maybe you draw it. Maybe you look up on your phone and you see, I don't know, Italy, Paris, I don't know. Maybe you draw a picture of a favorite park. Maybe you draw a picture of a tree in your yard. Maybe you take a picture of your yard. Or maybe you go to an old book. Make sure it's an old book, nobody's reading it. And you find old, paintings or pictures of different places. So I found this in the newspaper. And this I really like the image, but it looks like a very peaceful lake, and there's nice reflections, and it looks like it's a quiet time. I don't know if the sun is going down or the sun is going up, but I kind of like those times. It looks peaceful to me. So that's what I picked. So whatever you think, whatever you see, okay, and take some of those words or places, okay, and we're going to put them maybe onto our vision board, anywhere that you like. I think I'm going to put mine on the bottom. I need some grounding, and I think this place looks like this would make me feel like, I got my feet on the ground, okay? Maybe it's wherever it looks good to you. Maybe it looks good up on top to you. Maybe it looks good. I wouldn't fill in the middle yet, but that's up to you. I'm going to put it more towards the side. If you don't have space, it's wherever it will fit. Or maybe you skip this step. It doesn't matter. That's up to you. You're the artist. It's your dreams, So I'm going to put this, and you may, right over here, and you may ask me and say, hey, Deborah, I got a few. I found 3 places that I'd like to go, or places that make me feel good. Hello, Gertie. Maybe it's a flyer from your favorite pet store. Okay, it makes you feel good. Okay, you can put them all on. It's up to you. Wherever. I'm just going to focus on one for me, but you may want more. The other thing is, we're going to hold on to these, but I want you to start to think about where I would put these words. Just start to kind of think about it, okay? Just kind of think about it. Okay? So, we kind of have this board, okay? And we're starting to put some pictures of maybe some places. Or could be a picture of your favorite chair. Or could be a picture of a bedroom in a magazine that just you're like, wow, that would be so awesome. I would love to have a place that might look like that, okay? Or, I wish my bedroom looked more like that. Or I wish, my art studio looked more like that. Okay, whatever, just something about it. Doesn't have to be perfect. No judgment. Okay, so I'm gonna put those there. Okay, so I have one. The next step is let's add a little bit more color, some flash. So you may want to just paint solid color, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw some designs. I think I'm gonna draw some designs in some maybe my favorite colors, some colors that make me feel good, some colors that make me feel happy. Okay, so maybe I want to put like could be basic shapes. Maybe I want to put like a little sun. And I like these acrylic markers when you're working on canvas. They're kind of like acrylic paints. Okay? There we go. And I'm just going to make my sun a little whimsical. I'm going to make some little kind of doodaddly lines here. Whatever you want. Okay? And it could be anything. It can be spirals. Anything to kind of give it a little bit of color, a little bit of whimsy. What we're going to do is we're going to put things that kind of make us happy, make us feel good. Okay? So I put a little sun in. I have a little curly Q sun. And if you want, I'm only drawing on my blank board and canvas. You may want to draw it onto wherever you newspapered or put your pictures that you drew. Anything that you put on, you absolutely can do it. Whatever works for you. Let me see. What else do I want? I love spirals. I love those kinds of designs, and I love stars. I love spirals and stars. So maybe I'm just kind of gonna make some like explosions, some stars. I want to see some kind of reactions to it. I just want to make stuff kind of look fun and things growing out. Think about the shapes you're putting. Are these shapes that make you feel happy, good? The shapes that make you feel kind of down, meh. I like stars. I like things that are growing out. Kind of makes my mind kind of work out a little bit. Sometimes we want to look in. Yeah, that's why I like spirals. I go either way. Same thing with stars. But maybe I'm looking out too. So I want things that are expanding. So there's some of my stars, my little explosions. Some of you may want flowers. Maybe flowers. Flowers are a wonderful thing. They're about life, new beginnings, all that kinds of stuff. So I don't have a problem if you want to do some kind of flowers. Your flowers could be anything. They could be roses. I'm working on that spiral. Mine look like popcorn. Maybe I'm hungry. Anything you want. This is where you're going. As much color as you can. Or maybe it's one color. Maybe it's all monochromatic. It's all blues. It's all grays. I don't know. It's whatever you think you want to go. A lot of times colors have certain meanings, or they make us feel certain ways. So if you kind of want to feel more joy in your life, think of colors that are joyful to you. Usually those are the bright colors. Thank you, Gertie. Yellow is usually a very joyful, positive, bright color. If you're looking for calm and peaceful, more calm and peace in your life, maybe you're going to focus on your blues and your greens, your cool tones that kind of help you relax and give you that kind of sense of calm. If you want to put a little bit of fire under your tush and, make cool things, great things happen, you want passion in your life, maybe you're going to use those reds and those oranges, bright, warm, bold colors. If you want more control, you want more power in your life, maybe you'll use strong colors like black, like strong shapes, pillars, lines, bold things like that. That might make you kind of bring in this artistic meaning. If you want kind of stability, wisdom, maybe you're going to use grays, silvers, I don't know. You want freshness, brightness. You might want to leave a lot of white. Okay, those light pastel, bright light colors, white, that kind of purity sometimes that we think of white. If you want, you can use a combination of these colors. You may want to use your favorite color because that's what makes you feel good. Colors tend to trigger certain feelings in us, and they represent certain things, different for different colors. So that may be where you lean to. Think about your use of color in your board. I'm kind of like all over the place. Kind of use that dark blue. Your blues are cool colors. But I also have like some really positive and bright colors. I have my orange and yellow. I think now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in some teal and green. Green, you might think of wealth. You may want to use your greens for nature, growth. You may want to feel grounded with nature, and you might want to use what we call kind of the neutral earth tones, like browns. It's all up to you and what you want to do, okay? So I'm just kind of drawing different designs. The designs are up to you on whatever way you want to do it. I just kind of wanted a fun, whimsical background. I'm going to do some painting too. Okay. Just kind of coming in. Doesn't matter how your lines are. Just go for it. Don't think about it. Just kind of come in there and make a nice, cool background. A funky background. You may like to put all the colors in the rainbow. You're like, whatever, I don't want to forget anything. I want to include it all. Maybe you love Christmas and you want red and green. Maybe you like Easter. You want all pastel colors. Okay? And I'm going to put in some more green. I have a lot of cool colors too. All right. You may want to put symbols. I don't know. I think I have my symbol book over there. A lot of artists use symbols. So maybe you want money in your life. Maybe you put in dollar signs. Maybe you put in emojis, smiley faces. You want to make more friends. You want to feel happy. Something like that, right? Anything you want, okay? I wouldn't worry about things like, is it balanced? I like random, I like things kind of all over the place. I do like things, when I say balanced, I mean not lopsided. I don't want like a big blank space. That's up to you. You may want an area that's just clean, And I think I'm going to put a little bit of red in my sun, okay? Give it a little bit of red, yeah. Yeah, I need a little bit more. Yeah, I want a little bit of heat, a little bit of spice in my life as I go forward. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so just filling in the area as best you can, any way you want. Any way you want. If you are a painter, I love to work in mixed media. Let me see, let me take a sip of my iced coffee, my special iced coffee. And I gotta think about, I like this agua color. I'm kind of going that way. If I can open it. Ooh, it's kind of like a nice little green, little greenish color. I'm going to put a little bit of there. I think I'm going to paint some. I think I'm going to paint some on here. I'm going to combine some stuff. Now what you might see is I'm not really doing too much in here yet. I'm kind of leaving those. That's up to you. If you want to draw some lines, you want to draw yourself, you want to put a picture, that's completely up to you. I think I'm just going to kind of put in some of my paint wherever. Just kind of going for it. I'm not so much worried about does it make sense. I'm just letting color kind of take me places. That's all it is. I want you to kind of think it through. You know, let it happen, I guess is the word. Maybe not think it through. Okay, there we go. I even painted on some of my picture. Look at that. That's all right. Okay. Either way, I like this kind of matches. Just kind of going in there. See what color happens. You can layer different colors. You can go in. If your board is a lot smaller than this, you may be using smaller brushes and things, and that's okay. You can add gold and silver, Sharpies or little dots. You can add stickers if you have stickers. Anything you've got handy as you're going through, cleaning out. Okay? All right? So that's kind of how my vision board is. I think it's lacking some bright colors. I don't think I have a lot of passionate colors. I don't have a lot of warm colors. Maybe that's not what I'm feeling today. I don't know. I gotta think about it. Alrighty. So my board's coming through. I kind of have my imagery. And now I'm gonna start to add some more things based on what I was writing in the first place. So I'm gonna kind of get my paint out of my way. Although don't fall my cat. And I'm going to get my glue handy. I've got my scissors handy if I need it. And this is where you can go and you can look up more pictures of things. I'm not going to focus too much on pictures for myself because you may have different things that you have access to, different magazines. You may not have any magazines. So I'm going to focus more on the Post-its on paper because I know like all of us can do something like that. So it's completely up to you. This is a great time to go find your magazines, old photos that you had that you don't want to save, and you're going to cut those things out. And we're going to start to put together kind of our dream board, the things that we'd like to do, we'd like to see, the places we'd like to go, the people we'd like to spend time with, the things we'd like to learn, the things we'd like to do for ourselves, and maybe those goals and that special wish, maybe that dream. The other thing you can do is you can put in things that you are grateful for. So maybe I might do that before I start. So sometimes it's good to think about, well, what do I have now? Okay, I'm looking forward, but what's something that I have now that I'm happy to have? And this may be a good way to take a pencil or a marker and write them in, like hide them in there. You can make them as obvious or as, hidden as you want. So maybe there's somebody special in your life that you like, okay? Or that you're so happy that helps take care of you or supports you or listens to your bad jokes. So you can put their names down. I'm just going to put family. I could put them all in. Put Dan. And I can put Cooper. And I can put Simon. And I can put Donna. Maybe they're people you go to school with, you go to program with, you go to work with. Could be anything. Maybe put a couple of those things in there. Maybe it's somebody you no longer see for different reasons, but they were there for you in tough times. Put them in too. Then I want you to think of Maybe something that brings you joy. Maybe it's your pets, if you have pets. So I have Gertie and I have Agatha. Just small and kind of hidden in there. Maybe you got a new car last year. Maybe you bought a new house or you moved to a new home. Maybe you got a raise. Maybe there's a job that you have or a volunteer place that you have that you're really happy and grateful for. So maybe I'll put in a studio for that. And trying to think of what else. Some place you'd like to go to. You know what I'm really grateful for? I'm really grateful for my yoga teachers. Okay? Think of a few things. Doesn't have to be a lot. And they're kind of hidden in the design. And if you want to skip this step, you can. Don't worry about it. Today's going to be a longer video than the other ones. So just kind of like hidden in there. Things we have already. Okay? So we kind of have maybe our design that we picked, our main design. Maybe we have some places that we maybe just bring us joy, seem to be like cool places to kind of go to and explore. We have our designs in our colors, if we have room for them. And then we put in a few things that we're just happy to have in our lives. Okay? Now, you're either cutting some things out. Maybe they're pictures of people in your family that you love. That's wonderful. You can cut out their pictures. I don't have any pictures handy. But I'm going to go to my list now. I'm going to go to my list. So you can do both. You can use the pictures, or you can just choose one or the other. You can just do pictures, or you can use Post-its. So I'm going to use Post-its. And of my Post-its, I have different colors. So I'm going to use all of them. I don't think I'm going to use just one. So I think I'm going to use my pink. I'm going to use my blue. I'm going to use my green. And I'm going to use my yellow. Do I want to use my orange? I don't think I'm going to use my orange. I don't know. It's up to you. Okay? And at this point, you're going to get your markers. And it can be any colors. It could be black. It could be a pencil. It doesn't matter what you have. Okay, I'm going to get some fun colors. Okay, I love to use color in work. Okay, so I'm going to use my Mr. Sketch. Some of you know I love Mr. Sketch because they smell good and you can't smell them now. Okay, and I'm going to think of at least one thing in each of those categories that I wrote down. Remember, we sat down when we first started. That was my scrap paper. So I'm going to think of the places that I want to go to. So I wanted to go, and you can use your colors for each category. So maybe I do need my orange. So let's say if you had only 4 categories, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you can use 4 different colors for those categories. So all the places maybe are all yellow. Maybe the people are all blue. Things you want to learn are all green, and self-care is all pink. It doesn't really matter. It's up to you. That may be not a bad way to do it. You could be as creative. You can use all just one color. If all September only have yellow, you can use that. So I want you to think about it. Okay? So I wanted to go to some museums. I wanted to go to some museums. So I want to go. I live near New York City, so I want to go to the MoMA. Could be a specific place, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to put them directly onto the vision board, okay? The other one I wanted to go to, I don't know if it'll work. I want to go to the Guggenheim. I haven't been there in years. So maybe I'm going to put that there. Okay. And I want to go to the Met. Okay. Metropolitan Museum of Art. I haven't been there in a few years. Okay. So maybe I'm going to put those there. Those are the places I want to go. Okay. It's kind of like something like, I really want to do that. I also had a vacation I want to go to, right? I said I had a vacation, so you can change your color. Maybe I'm going to change the color of my marker. And you know what? I want to go to Puerto Rico. I've never been there. And don't worry if you don't spell things right. Don't worry about it. I want to go to Puerto Rico. That's where I want to go this year. Okay? I want to see what that looks like. Okay? And I also said I want to go to a fancy restaurant. Maybe you know where that is. Trying to think of a place I want to go to. I don't know. But you want to go to a fancy restaurant, or you want to go to a certain place that's cool restaurants. I don't know. I'll just say fancy dinner. I haven't done that. Okay. Okay. And you can cut these out into shapes too, where you get them. So there we go. I have a few. I have a bunch of places. It looks like I want to go to a lot of places. It's going to be interesting. That's why I like when you use different colors for different categories. You can see what's on your mind. Okay. Let's go to people. Let's go to people. These are people I want to spend time with. Okay. So maybe I want to spend more time with family. Sometimes I spend too much. Many years I've spent too much time on work. My kids are getting big. Things are changing. So maybe I want to spend more quality time, meaningful time. I want to do some cool things with them. Okay. I also said I wanted to meet new students, right? Or do something fun with my students. So let's say fun with students. I have some art students. I want to do like cool things with them. I want to give them some stuff that they'll enjoy. And I'm just putting them up there. I'm not even doing it in an order. Okay? Notice I'm not even filling in that spot yet. And you know what? I said work friends. Maybe I want to go to lunch. Lunch with a friend. That I want to do. Oh, I spelled friend wrong. Lunch with a friend. Something I haven't done in years. Okay? There we go. So now I can see that, those are like my greener, like my people stuff. Next thing was things I wanted to learn. I think I'm going to use pink. Doesn't matter. You can use all same color, different color. So I said I wanted to learn archery. I'm a little weird. I've done it a few times. I love it. Okay? I want to learn. Okay? Well, you know what? I think I need to do a little bullseye. I have a little bullseye there. Okay? And I want to take a painting class. Right? I said that too. Oop. One of them fell? No? Something fell? To my fancy dinner. Maybe that's not going to happen for me. And I want to take a painting class. Oh my goodness. My fun with students fell. Okay. So I got a bunch of things so far, right? See, they're kind of coming on, kind of like the Post-its. They're bright, they're happy, and it's easy. Okay? Those were some of the things I wanted to learn. Next thing is self-care. Okay, something for ourselves. You don't have to call it self-care. And I think I have pink, green, yellow. I'm going to use my blue. And I think I'm going to use my dark purple color. And one of the things that I wanted to do was, boy, this fancy dinner doesn't want to happen for me. Maybe I'll put my fancy dinner there. I wanted a facial. I wanted to treat myself. I haven't had a facial in a while. I like them. And guess what? I already have this booked. Yep. So I'm definitely putting that up there. Facial. Maybe you want to get your nails done once a month. I don't know. Do something like that. I wanted to go on a hike. Okay, and I'll put walks too. Maybe walk in my neighborhood, a hike and some walks. Okay, that's definitely some self-care. And I said this, I definitely need more sleep. I got to figure out, how can I help myself get more sleep? There's a lot of stuff. You may not have as much. You may only have 1 or 2 or 3 things you want. It's okay. I went through a lot. So there we are. We got all these little things over here. The last category, and I guess I'll use my 5th color. I'll use my 5th color for my goal and my dream. My goal and my dream. Okay, I'll use another color. So I think one of my goals was, and I'll use some red. You could be, like I said, you can, if you don't know how to write these things, draw them. Draw a little picture that means something to you. Okay. I said I wanted to start a new class. Okay, let me do that. I want to start a new class. Okay, where I can meet some new people. Okay, there we are. And my dream, something that I'd love to see happen. So I have, and I'm going to draw a picture of it. Okay. I'm going to draw a new house. Okay. Not that I'm moving, but I have somebody that I care about that they're trying to move to be closer to me. That's my dream. That's like kind of my little wish, my real big wish. So I'll put that in there. Okay. Maybe for you, it's a new job. Maybe it's just to feel good about yourself, to feel some love. Doesn't matter. Okay. Whatever it is. And sometimes I like that we don't even have to write things down. Maybe we're worried that somebody's going to see it. And we feel like, oh, somebody's going to make fun of us. Don't worry. This is your vision board. This is whatever it is for you. Okay? Now, there was some things I left out. I didn't put in my words, but I started to go through my little things here. So, we have all our Post-its. You don't have to put them up right away. I'm going to do some finishing details, and then I'm going to kind of move my little dreams, my little Post-its there. So I had, I'm going to take a couple of them off, because I think I'm going to put some things. So after you kind of go through, one of mine fell down. You can come back to the words or some of the pictures that you thought of. And do they still hold true? Because this is a whole process. My glue is a little farty. Oh my goodness, come on out. There we go. So if you haven't already done so, move your Post-its around, and you can kind of put some of those words, some of those things that you need to hear, some of those things that you want to remind yourself about, or some things that just make you feel good. So I said I need to pay attention. This is really more mindfulness to me. Okay. Attention to me, attention to the people that I love, attention to the things that are important instead of wasting times, and to be okay in silence, to listen for the silence. Okay, whatever words. Okay. Now we're going to come back to it. So I didn't put things in the middle. You can put them any way you want, because I'm going to do one last thing in my middle. I'm just going to put my visions wherever. I'm kind of putting everything around. See how I'm putting everything around? This one's really important. More sleep. So I have everything around my middle of my vision board. And the one thing you can do is if you want something in the middle, maybe it's the one thing that was the dream or one of your goals, right? That something that's really, you think would just really make your year, okay? Or you can move one of the things that you think you should work on first. So let's say I'm like, you know what, to help me get to these other things, maybe right now I need to work on more sleep. Okay, whatever it is, I'm going to focus on that this week. So I like that. That's why you can move them around. So maybe what we're doing is in the middle is kind of something that we're focusing on for the week or for the month or for whenever. I'm going to put one thing is I want you, I'm not showing you yet, like emojis. I want you to let it fall onto the ground. All my little Post-its are falling. I'll draw a new one. I want you, not that we all have to be happy all the time. It's impossible. But I want you to draw something, a symbol, a face, that means joy to you. Okay? Something that means happiness. You deserve happiness. You're not going to get it every second of the day. Life doesn't work that way. But we should have moments of happiness and joy in our life. So I think what I'm going to do right now, you can put whatever you want to focus on in the center, but I also want to focus reminding myself that I need to have some joy in my life, right? From time to time. That's what I want you to maybe put in the center. Maybe you want to put in the center a word that means something to you or a name of a person that inspires you. Okay? Everything else, whoops. I guess I'm not supposed to be taking a painting class. Revolves around that. And you can move these. Maybe you remove them as they happen. Maybe the things that are most important at the top and the things that are less important at the bottom. And each week you come back and you say, hey, is that still true? Is that really what I need to work on? And maybe you move them around. Maybe you move them any way you want. But I really like this method because you can kind of keep using this board. Maybe in February you take all your Post-its, all your pieces of paper down. The pictures that you put on, you can glue them on, or if you want them to be temporary, you can just tape them on and move them as well. But I kind of like those images that you can leave on because I think they make a nice visual picture. But when you use kind of these things that you're working on in your Post-its, you can come each month and you can redo your whole vision board. Maybe, I felt better. I got a lot more sleep, or I turned out I really didn't want to take archery. Or my fancy dinner happened, and maybe I want to put, I want to go someplace new. Or that wasn't important to me. You can put an X through it and say, that was a terrible experience. I didn't like that. You can put a check. You can put a heart around it when you accomplish things. That's not bad either, to see all the things that you have done. Or you can take them all off and just begin anew. So I didn't put a year because I don't think that's up to you if you want to put a year. But I don't know if we should hold ourselves to time periods. Like we feel like, oh, it didn't get done in January. It didn't get done in 2025. It'll never get done. That's not true. We come back to things all the time. But if you want, you can totally put the year in. I just didn't. I like a little bit more open. But try to make it as, I think, visually interesting, or whatever you're looking for. If you're looking for a relaxing board, you're looking for a happy board, you're looking for, a bold board, whatever the designs, whatever the colors are, that is up to you. And that is a very simple way to do an easy vision board, I guess. Not the simple. How about that? Simple. Simple's never easy. It does not always say easy, but something that I think we all can relate to. And if you have a hard time writing things, as I said, or that's difficult for you, you can have someone else. You can talk to a caregiver, a close friend, a teacher, and they can help you write those things. And then at different times, you guys can check in together and go through them and talk about them. It's important to come back to your vision board and see, are these really things that I really do want? Are these things I needed to work on? What can I do to make some of these things happen? Or what did I already do to make them happen? But it should be not pressure or judgment, because sometimes we change our goals, we change our dreams, and that's okay. That's life. That's the way it's supposed to be. So I hope that you give it a shot. I hope that you have a good time doing it. And I would love to see pictures of your vision boards, or your dream boards, or your wish boards, whatever it may be. And it always amazes me that if we give a project, an idea, to a group of people, everybody comes up with something unique, because you're unique. And I think that's what's really cool about art. So I wish you a very happy new year. I wish you all the best in 2025, and I will see you soon. Have a good one.